Heyo, and welcome back to another video, and in this one, what I wanted to talk about today was Persona 6. Now, first and foremost, obviously there's been a huge gap in my uploads, and I wanted to very much apologize for that, as I've been just locked in and being busy as all hell. But at the end of the day, what can you really do? Some stuff we gotta take care of and some stuff we gotta take a break from, and sadly it happened to be this. But finally, I've returned, hopefully on a more consistent basis than just one video per month, because that would stink. But anyway, I just really wanted to talk about this because I am shocked that we haven't gotten the announcement yet. Now, what's kind of shocking about this is the fact that the Persona 30th anniversary sound event just happened, and now this one is called the Awakenings event. Now, you would suppose Awakenings would mean a new chapter within the series, but no. They just played the concert. Okay, joking aside, I really do like Atlas music, and I do one day want to see this live, and thank God it happens every couple of years, not just on the anniversary dates. I really wanted to go to this one, but sadly I couldn't. Hopefully in 2 years they end up having 2 dates this time, because I'm sure Japanese fans wanted to go to this one, but obviously couldn't because it's in California, or it was in California this year. Now, I do believe we're actually going to get something this year, only because if you look up Persona 30th anniversary on Google, you can look at the summary for the site for the Persona 30th anniversary website that says 2026 marks the 30th anniversary of Persona. Come celebrate the journey as we usher in the next chapter of the series. But anyway, obviously we can take that we're obviously going to get something this year, unlike the 25th anniversary where we got kind of cooked out of any type of announcement, but yet they kind of subtly teased it like we were gonna get something and we didn't. Now, there may have been a long list of reasons as to why we didn't get it during the 25th anniversary, and it kind of left me disappointed because they really did tease it like we were gonna get something, and it just ended up being art pieces, I think. And I think one of them being the Persona series being on all platforms, if I remember correctly. I don't think Persona 3 Reload was announced. I think they released a trailer the next year or something. My memory's a little hazy on the details, but it is just insane that like they really royally cooked us like that, and I'm sure it had to do with just developing the game. They wanted to announce it closer to a release date than delaying it like 3 or 4 times like Persona 5. It was kind of a meme. Oh, it's gonna come out in 2014. Oh, it's gonna come out in 2015. No, it's definitely gonna come out in 2016, which then it came out in 2017 in the US, which is kind of insane to think about. It's kind of cool that we have worldwide releases now. Some people wouldn't understand how good we have it now, but back in the day, you'd be waiting a whole ass year before Kingdom Hearts 2 would come to the US, right? So, I'm not saying full on a year, but like 6 months to sometimes a year. It was kind of nuts. So I'm really grateful that they're able to do worldwide releases. I'm sure Persona 6 definitely will be, and I'm sure that kind of is why we didn't get anything initially for the 25th anniversary, of course. But my only concern, of course, is the overlapping of having Persona 4 Revival announced and then basically saying, yeah, we're going to announce Persona 6 soon. So I almost wonder if Persona 4 Revival is going to release sometime this year. It might be more of a 2027 project where they release Persona 4 Revival at the beginning of the year, and then later down the road, they release Persona 6. That's one thing I can see happening, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, I have some expectations for Persona 6 that will never fill the void, but we're still gonna just talk about them anyways. Now, I made a video a long ass time ago talking about my expectations for the combat system for Persona and how I kind of want it to change to be a little bit more challenging than just hitting the weakness and carrying on, because Persona 5 Royal, midway through the game, like, you're pretty much able to steamroll everything, especially with the Showtime events. I think a lot of those opinions still remain true, even though I haven't watched the video in a long ass time. It's just, I just want something a little different than just hitting the weakness and carrying on with the battle, or being carried with the Showtime events. Like maybe having some enemy counters in it. Like let's say you might do some SMT shit where it just ends the freaking turns and then you're basically screwed. And having that challenge to make sure you do your moves right, so that's not just an autopilot kind of grind fest. I mean, I might be a little torturous in this sense, but it is something to kind of think about on how can we make it a bit more challenging but yet rewarding. Let's say like you do everything right in the battle and you get more XP for that, you know, something like that. Obviously there's going to be different ways to cheese it, but I just don't want the game to be so easy like Persona 5 Royal was. Or we're becoming so jaded that we've played so many RPGs that us going back to Persona 5 after we initially played it, that the game was just easier because we knew what we were doing. Or prior Persona games. I don't know, man. It could be a mix of things, but that's kind of the meme within the community right now, that Persona 5 is too easy. So we'll see what they do with Persona 6. I don't want to put a high expectation on it, but I assume they'll end up doing something cool. As for the story, I think my main things were, when I was speculating it, when the whole Midori thing ended up happening, was the Kyoto thing, the color green, the bucket coon. I think that was it. I can't use any of that information now, but I'm so lucky that I kind of speculated my own thing in regards to that, and I think kind of what I would like to see kind of happen in Persona 6 is the whole Philmon and the Jose thing from Persona 5 to kind of be elaborated and continued a bit, because that's the direction it seemed like they were going in with that game, with hints of Kyoto and all that other stuff within Persona 3 Reload's ending dungeon. I like it, but I also hate it because it doesn't really represent how the original Persona 3 Fez kind of was. I guess textures were just all kind of different and weren't, like, I guess, recreated faithfully in that sense, but maybe it was to tease Persona 6 and what we could maybe expect from it. It is kind of a hard thing to kind of guess what Alice was doing, because even the movie never like recreated that dungeon like that, more faithfully reimagined in the movie than what we got. But I mean, it's still a cool area. It just looks a lot different than what we initially had, which is really strange. But again, with like some of the characters kind of mentioning Kyoto, it does kind of point in the direction where, oh, maybe they're mentioning this location because it could be a future location for Persona 6. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. In that sense, I don't think we've ever really had hints and nudges kind of laid out for us before, but I think that would be very, very nice to just have a little taste of what we're gonna get within Persona 6. I doubt it's gonna happen, but at the end of the day, like, I'm pretty psyched for Persona 6. I'm pretty psyched about the characters and just overall, like, what they're gonna do with the series. Now, one thing that I do critique Persona 5 for is the fact that the main story is pretty great, but the main party member social links ended up taking such a back seat in the game, where more of a priority was towards everybody else but the main characters, besides within the actual main story, which felt weird to me in that sense. So I do hope that's a bit improved on in that sense. Like, compared to Persona 4 Golden, like, those social links just feel weird. Like, they feel kind of somewhat disconnected from the characters that you get to know within the main story in the sense, and I think everyone kind of feels that way in some regard. But it's not to say that the non-main character social links aren't good, because they were pretty damn good from what I remember of Persona 5. I'm about to actually replay it, so definitely get subscribed, as that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in a future video about the Rosa and Violet story rewrite. And I think that even though it's going to make things a bit rewritten, I still think, like, I can still kind of say, hey, this really improved the main characters, or hey, this really improved this thing of the story, you know. So optional mod, there you go, if you wanted to replay Persona 5. But I don't know. There's so much they could do with Persona 6. I don't think they're gonna mess it up. It's almost been 10 years since we've had a new Persona game that wasn't a remake, or a sequel / Q game. Yeah, okay. So I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do next with the Persona series. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this was just kind of a ramble video, just talking, yapping about what I'd like to see within Persona 6, hopefully soon. So I really hope you enjoyed this kind of yap session. It's been a long ass time since I've talked to y'all and just talked about Persona, or a new game within the Persona series in that sense, and I just really wanted to yap about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.